Hello everybody, Haneman here. Welcome to this week's episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday. And yes, I know, another silly intro here today, but I'm trying to prove a bit of a point here. I'm trying to get my Stratocaster to sound like a Tele or a hollow body guitar, or at least approximate those sounds. The whole purpose of today's video is to talk about the fact that your pickup position on your guitar and the way you play your guitar is much more important than the guitar itself. I know. We all want new guitars. We all need new guitars, or so we think we do. And trust me, I'm just as guilty of this as the next guy or girl. But honestly, it's really in our hands and the pickup position on our guitar. This is something that, I teach a lot of people, and I realize a lot of students, kind of at the intermediate level, beginner level especially, really don't think about their pickup position on their guitar. Different pickup positions have different personalities. That's how I hear it myself. Bridge pickups have a lot of clarity, and as a result, they're really good for when we want to kind of dominate and prove ourselves, so to speak, prove a point perhaps, be a little bit more intense in a situation. That's why for the country thing, a lot of those great country pickers use their bridge pickup on their Telecaster. But you can get that kind of a sound on any guitar, really. If you go to your bridge pickup, and if it's a little bit too bright, just roll back that tone control ever so slightly, and you get that kind of Vince Gill kind of sound, right? If I roll my tone control all the way up, now notice something though. I'm picking very close to the bridge as well to get that kind of intense articulation. I'm also doing a lot of left-hand dampening to get the effect I'm kind of wanting. But if you had your eyes closed, and if you weren't watching this and seeing I'm playing a Strat, you probably wouldn't think that that's a Stratocaster, right? Similarly, neck pickup, right? On a Strat, the neck pickup often has this kind of glassy tone. Right? You know, you think about your Jimi Hendrix stuff, you know, your... I'm in drop D. Let me get out of drop D. You know, you think... You know, that kind of sound, right? But if we roll back that tone control, on this guitar, actually, I roll it back all the way to get the desired effect, because I have a 0.0047 cap, I believe, on this tone control, which makes it just a little bit less dark when I roll it all the way back. You know, if you roll it back, you get that jazzy. That jazzy tone. And notice now, I do this without even realizing it. I'm plucking a lot closer to the neck now, kind of over the neck pickup. I'm also using the rounded end of my pick as opposed to the point. Now you can't really see that because this is a clear pick, but yeah, I'm using the rounded end to get a smoother, warmer sound. That's a pretty big contrast. And, you know, again, you probably wouldn't think that that's a Strat, right, if you weren't looking at me playing it. But it's because I've worked on being able to get that sound out of this instrument. By the way I play it, I'm playing a lot softer, right? Go back to the country thing, roll back my volume control a little bit, pick closer to the bridge. Jazz tone, close to the neck, volume control up. And the rounded end of the pick. Right? So there's a lot that we can get through our technique and through using our tone controls on our guitar. Where do we pluck? How do we set the tone controls? That's a lot more important than making sure that you're playing a Les Paul or a Strat or a 335. You can take one guitar to a gig and cover a myriad of styles if you really study those styles and if you investigate all the sounds that your guitar has to offer. So one great exercise to kind of get this happening is just choose a pickup position on your guitar and use that for an entire week. Play everything on your neck pickup for a week. Next week, you know, if you have a 2-pickup guitar, just use the in-between position for the entire week and see what you can coax out of that by plucking here, using your tone controls to change the sound of the guitar. Next week, get the warmest possible sound out of your bridge pickup by rolling back the tone or brightening it up to get a nice bright bridge pickup tone. You know, it's important to get comfortable playing on the bridge pickup. A lot of people don't want to use the bridge pickup because they think it's too harsh. Well, it's not the bridge pickup that's too harsh. It's the fact that you associate it with that sound because you probably haven't explored it enough, right? So that's the whole thing. That's the whole point of this episode, is just to say, you know, explore these things, right? Don't be afraid to. And today I'm plugged into a cheap old amp. It's a Yamaha G.A.S 40, which is, you know, an amp I purchased for $150. So it's not the amplifier either. The amplifier makes a difference. The guitar makes a difference, of course, in terms of how inspired we're going to feel. But really, it's all here and here and here, you know. That's a big deal. And just to kind of prove this point, I'm going to do something that's very difficult, and I don't know how successful it's going to be, because I haven't tried this yet. But I am going to grab a Les Paul and try to get it to sound a little bit like a Strat. I don't know how this is going to go. We're just going to try. We're going to try together today. So this guitar right here is a Yamaki Performer Les Paul that I've had around for a number of, kind of a number of years, a few years now. This belongs to a friend of mine, and he's been nice enough to lend it out. And I don't play Les Pauls often, but this is a good one. It's a Japanese import from the mid-'70s. And if I just play it stock, it's going to sound kind of like this. I'm going to go to the neck pickup. Wow. Okay, that's a very loud neck pickup in comparison to the Strat. And I find that this guitar is a particularly dark neck pickup. That's why I grabbed it, because it's going to be really hard to do this. But, okay. So one thing I'm going to try, first of all, is I'm just going to turn down the volume. And I'm going to try to play something kind of Hendrix-inspired. Kind of that cleaner Hendrix. Okay, we're not there. Definitely not there. I'm going to take the bass down in the amp a fair bit. Let's see where that takes us. We're getting there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the guitar, turn down the amp, bring the treble up on the amp. Oh, sorry. Turn down the mids a bit on the amp. Okay, we're kind of getting somewhere now. Now I'm going to, actually I've got this EQ pedal here. I'm just going to turn this on. I'm going to bring up the highs. And see where this takes us. I can bring up a little bit more bass on the amp again. Okay, let's see where we got. Bit more bass. Okay, so that's a lot harder to do, right? But the interesting thing about this, having this brighter tone on this neck pickup, is that I can now dial back the tone control a bit on my bridge. See? And I can get some nice usable tones between my neck pickup and my bridge pickup, right? Turn on some overdrive. Let me just turn up that overdrive just a sec. And I'm going to go now to my neck pickup. And we've cut down on a lot of that woolliness that a Les Paul can have on the neck pickup. That's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Back to the bridge. And, you know, now we can actually even use our bridge pickup clean and try to get some more country tones. Interesting. it'll do the job for sure. So all this is to say, experiment with your guitars, experiment with your amplifiers. You know, the tone controls on your amp should not always be set at 5. The tone controls on your guitar should not always be all the way up. You know, you should not always pick in one location, right? We can mask the sound of a guitar and kind of make it sound like something else. Now, admittedly, this Les Paul was a lot harder to get to sound like a Strat. It's a lot harder, I think, to kind of gain down a humbucker than to gain up a single coil. That's my opinion. But, you know, we got somewhere anyways. So it's all about experimenting. And please let me know in the comment section below, have you explored this kind of thing before? And did you find this episode of Guitar Tone Tuesday helpful for you as a player? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and we shall see you guys again on the next episode. Take it easy. Bye-bye.